Hi, this is Gary from GAN Railroad, and I'm going to do a video on this catalog, not just what I'm getting, but a few updates from watching some of the live streams that has been done with Lionel, Ryan Kunkel, who's the general manager, and Dave Olson, and some updates on here with the prices, some things that they're doing to make the trains better, the prices, and if you care, I'll tell you what I'm getting. Okay, let's start on this right here. Some quick updates. Uh, from watching Trainworld TV, they said that about half of these Vision Line, I believe there's 14 or 15, maybe 12. We'll count through. There's one here. Anyway, about half of them are selling. They're all selling, but half of them are selling really well. And Dave Olson has also said that they fixed the gearboxes in these from the last run, and that's what they're doing. They're working on improving each engine. Previous engineers who worked there before Dave was there and Ryan was there, I think they've been there 8 or 10 years. We all know years ago that they were working behind the scenes and because of lawsuits, giving info to MTH. MTH guys were giving info to Lionel, and they sued each other, and they ended up. Turns out that's what they were doing, and I think the engineers didn't like either company because Lionel's engineers made mostly crappy gearboxes, and MTH's engineers, well, the first Proto Sound 2 was crap. It was the 5-volt one. It was destined to fail every engine. So they've obviously fixed everything with Proto Sound 3, and Lionel is working as they reintroduce these engines. Dave said they're going to work on stuff as well as the gearboxes. So you're getting improved gearboxes in these GG1s. Let's go through here quickly. Notice all these are selling. You could buy these as a technically they're a set if you buy the engine and there's been some talk of that and the passenger cars, but you could buy them separately. This here, maybe this is wishful thinking. I'm not going to order this. I'm in the middle on GG1, so next year Ryan said that they're going to have a lot of stuff for the 125th anniversary. Hopefully they just do these passenger cars by themselves and add a dome car in. I'd like to buy that. I have old Madisons from MPC era. I want these really good quality ones, and they have people in them. All these cars have people in them, and even that drum head there lights up. Again, that's LCCA's. The engine is exclusive through them on this page. Let's see these here. Okay, it's not this page here. These are expensive. It's on this page here. This Vision car is $299, and the other ones are $499. This is a misprint. This is $499 list price. And I'm going to get these, just the AB unit here for myself and the Pennsylvania one. What else is selling? The GG ones are selling. There's not too many updates. These are also selling, especially these three. These sell really well. I'm talking about pre-orders, I should say. Of course, Amtrak's a big seller, and these two are selling on page. What page is that? 51. Oops. Page is this? Whatever pages. Anyway, the Amtrak and the Cargill and it, but they're all selling. Trainworld says that people buy these like crazy because they fit on any layout and they're pretty inexpensive. So the GG ones and these are selling. These Y6Bs are selling really well, even though they're expensive. I'm just going to wait on it. I'm not getting that. Here's another thing too. Heavy Mikados, they are fixing the gearboxes. They're new gearboxes, new and improved. These tethers are improved a little bit. I think they gave a little slack on them. I'm not sure if they click in. They should click in, like the 040s that they redid. Both these sets are really selling. I'm going to get these two Pensy cabooses. I was thinking of maybe a Penn Central, get a few things, but maybe at a show I'll pick one up. I don't feel like going down that rabbit hole of a whole nother railroad since I have Pensy and Lionel lines, and there's just so much, and I'm just starting to buy stuff the last couple of years, so there's a lot to buy. I'm not gonna. I'll wait for these something to get at a show. Let's see here. These Colt loads are the biggest selling thing out of the entire catalog, and when you look at the price of them, even if you get a list price, that's really cheap. They're just going like crazy. I'm getting all of these 7 of these Pensy hoppers. Uh, Nice to be able to get some black Colt cars in Pensy. Mostly they're always red. Of course, I got to get 2 packs of these because there's 7 cars. And you only get 6 coal loads. And these are selling hugely. These are selling huge. I'm getting the Lionel Lines Hudson here. Um, these things are very well detailed. They're slightly smaller in scale. They have 031 curves, and they have an awful lot of detail on them. Uh, they were trying to make them like Legacy, and they kind of backed off after they did them for a little while. I think they didn't want them too close to Legacy, so they went with Lion Chief 2.0. They said on Trainworld, Ken Sr. says that when they just had new Lion Chief 2.0 steam engines come in, Berkshires, and he said once they came in, all of a sudden people were calling, going online, ordering them, and they're almost sold out. So, let's see, is there anything? Not too much more. Did they say anything about the? No, they did nothing. I thought there's some info on this. Don't forget, you could scan this QR code, and this is being sold by Collect Line LCCA. And of course, there's a contest here to win a GG1. So I believe that's like the 13th engine or something that you could get. The only one's going to get that. And what else did I? Oh, I'll go back to the Y6Bs for a minute here. Where are they? Right here. Reason why I'm not getting one of these, I already made a big purchase this year, and I'm okay on these engines, so I'll wait. I did get a 210 Ford Texan. I got one just this spring. Trainworld had them. They were selling them. They have, I think, 6 left, and they're new. I guess they were found in a distributor's warehouse. So uh, I go online. I see they have 8 of them, and it was 10% off the catalog price. So that's basically a pre-order price. But then they had a sale Memorial Day weekend this year, 2024, and I ordered. They had another 10% off, so it was a 20% off for an engine that now, granted, was past the warranty date. That's why they call it. People refer to it as new in box. But I was still able to get a big engine at 20% off. So you can't beat that. And it was 2 years after it came out. I'm going to wait on this. I kind of like the Y3s better, but just not going to spend that kind of money. Now, one other thing I'm going to get, I'll show you here, is a Train World exclusive. It's under the SD70s. They had a Navy one, but they took it off line because I guess the artwork isn't done or they're updating it. After they did the Train World show, they kind of showed it. And they're doing another engine, a second engine, which makes me really happy. And it's this SD70 AC, my favorite modern loco in Pennsylvania, Brunswick Green. This is the pre-order price. Normally these were $6.99 in the catalog, so $6.39. I am going to order one of these. These things are nice. Look at that. So here's everything on it, but yep, Train World. So Train World exclusive. If you're into Pensy Heritage units, even though this one isn't on the rails, why not get it? You can run it with your modern stuff. That's what I'm going to do. So that's about all that I have for the updates, and then I'll close this out and discuss about the prices, and it's actually pretty interesting. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about a little bit was prices, and this info I got was very interesting. I watched Eric Siegel from Eric's Trains did I guess you say a live stream or podcast or whatever with the two guys that run Atlas. I forget their names. You see them at shows all the time. And he asked them about building. First, he talked about the auto racks. He said they were great and everything, and it mentioned the amount of time it takes to make them. It takes a year to develop them. And when you're developing something, you're not making money on it. So you have people working in. There's no money coming in and on this product, and you have to pay them. So that's part of the reason they have to make up that loss or that expense, I should say, over that time by charging a lot for the stuff. There's more materials and all that that go into making it. And yes, it's because it's bigger than, say, HO. But that's why they could do the same auto racks in HO, they said, in as little as a month. That's a huge difference. And they, they also mentioned they have to try everything on O scale on the curves to see what curves they fit, and they have to fit to make something so it can fit at least 072, and they try to get rolling stock and passenger cars to be at least 054. So that's part of the reason why it costs money, a lot of money, is just the time to develop. They're not really doing steam engines. They did the small one, the 060 they don't really want to go into making steam. Again, that costs a lot of money and takes time. Atlas also said they're not going to make bigger catalogs for now. They're not putting, uh, in other words, have more product like Lionel does. Because Atlas, what are they owned by Bachman now or something, or don't they also make other scales? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they do. But that's what the guy said, that it takes the development and everything else. Oh, and also with the steam engines, they take a lot of time. A big steam engine could take 2 years to do in developments. You could see with Vision Line, and that Vision Line, Lionel admits, is a 2 year project for each, especially if it's a new engine. And Atlas just said for the price, the cost of one steam engine, they can make two diesels, and there's a lot more volume sold in the diesels as far as volume goes, and they just make a lot more money off of them, and that's a lot of what it comes down to. And they kind of said, well, let's kind of leave the steam, especially big steam, up to maybe some other guys. Maybe they'll think of something down the road, but they're not really going to get into that. They're not going to expand. And they did mention too that this is really all O scale. O scale is just it's a lot of development, a lot of time. Again, getting something to fit on the curves, you have to work on something, and if it's not, if a piece of rolling stock isn't going around the curves right, you may have to alter the actual, I guess I should looking for the words, the actual piece of rolling stock. So it's not talking about Atlas, their catalog came out, mostly this was a Lionel, I guess you could say Lionel uh, video, but I'm talking about Atlas. They came out. I don't buy the engines with that run on Proto Sound 3 right now. I'm only using Lionel, uh, the engines that run on their system. So anyway, that's why things cost a lot. I'm going to try and find out at some point, get somebody to explain the process for passenger cars and what makes them so expensive. I may have to wait till York to try and talk to some people to get some details, just so everybody knows. You may not like what's said, but everybody's, passenger cars are expensive for everybody. Atlas, it's another thing. Atlas said they're sharing tooling with MTH because O scale is expensive. So you have that to think about too. And they'll do a steam engine. Say Atlas does it, and MTH might do the passenger cars that go with it because it's just so expensive to make this stuff. Okay, I've taken enough of your time, I'm sure. I hope you didn't get bored by it. Uh, so thanks for watching. This is Gary from GAN Railroad. Please like, share, comment, rate, subscribe, and thank you.